Hello, CS112.
Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Hello, CS112. We're going to be doing a quick walkthrough of Lab 7, which has to do with dictionaries. I'm just going to be doing the functions at the bottom of the page, the ones where you actually had to write some code out, and I'm just going to power through them real quick. Before I start, though, I'm going to say the one syntax you should know about dictionaries just to make your life a lot easier. It's this syntax here. So let's say you have a dictionary called dict. Anytime you wanted to create a new key value pair or update a key's value, you use the syntax the dictionary name, so dict name, followed by the key in here, so key name equals value. So in this case here, this will do one of two things. One, if this key already exists in this dictionary, it will update this key's value to value. And if it doesn't exist, it will create a new key value pair. So I'm literally going to be using this syntax to solve both of these questions very easily. I don't need to use any of those fancy like dot values, dot items, dot update, any of that. You can literally just use this. It's pretty broken in Python, so just abuse its power and you'll be fine. So for this function, big cities, you would be given a dictionary of cities where the key is a city name and the value is their population and a threshold. What you want to do is iterate through this dictionary and create a list of city names whose population exceeds or is equal to the threshold. So again, to do this, I'm going to first create the answer, if I can type answer list, and then I'm going to iterate through my dictionary. So for I in dict cities, if I was to print out I right now, it would by default just print out each of these key names. Not the values, but to access the values, I would simply do dict cities at I, so this syntax up here. So I would check if dict cities at I. What this syntax does is it will search this dictionary for this key. This key will unlock the value in here. So in this case, the first iteration, I is Roanoke. So it would say dict cities at Roanoke, which would unlock this value here. So that would simplify down just to 97,847. Is greater than or equal to the threshold. Then what are we going to do? We're going to append it to our answer list. Now I'm only appending I because I itself, like I said, is just the key dictionary name with brackets. I unlocks the value. So we're checking if the value is greater than or equal to the threshold and then appending the key. This is all using the syntax from up here. And I mean, this is literally just the answer. So I would just return answer at the end. And if I was to save and run this code, okay, if I was to save and run this code, cat.py, we get the expected outputs. Alrighty, now to move on to the next function here, let me just comment out these calls so we can focus on this guy. You're going to be given a 2D list of places where each sublist needed to be converted to a dictionary. And the format of that dictionary is going to grab each of these sublists, and it will make the first element the key and the rest of it a value. Now for this, the restriction said you could essentially use anything you've learned up to the semester, or up to this point in the semester, which includes slicing. So if you are comfortable with slicing, this should have been a very easy question for you. So I'm just going to create my answer, set it equal to an empty dictionary because we're returning a dictionary, and then the next thing I'm going to do is actually iterate through places. So in here, if I just say for I in places, right now, if I was to print out I, it would print out the entire sublist. So each iteration, we're working with an entire sublist. So if I was to say answer at I0 is going to equal I at, with the first element sliced off, that is the entire answer right there. So let me explain what's going on here. So this right here is using the same syntax that I talked about before, where it's dict name, key name equals value. So our dict name is answer, that's the dictionary creating. The key name we're doing here is I0, because we said at the 0th index of each of the sublists is going to be our key. So that's why I'm saying I0. So this is going to be the key in this dictionary. And I'm setting it equal to, again, this sublist, but with the first element sliced off. So if you understand slicing, what this does is it's going to just simply slice off this first element like this, and then set the value equal to the remaining list. So it's going to set it equal to this list right here. So that's all this is doing again. And since this doesn't since this key right now doesn't exist. So during this first iteration, it will check if answer with the key of Venice is in there. Since it's not in there, it will create the new key value pair for us. So every iteration is just going to continuously create that new key value pair. So if I was to save this and run this, and actually call the function, as you can see, we get the correct expected output. So if you guys have any questions, do let us know.